Hello.
Afternoon.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Rudimentary podcast. Glad you can be joining us.
Indeed.
Me and Josh hosting today. Fucking, oh my god man, the amount of technical difficulties we've just had. Fuck.
I blame you for that one.
You can blame me for that, and my £2 laptop.
Lenovo laptop.
And my 20 quid mic.
You might
And
cost
the
more
millions
laptop.
of wires that we have spaghettiing all over us right now.
Spaghetti.
But it's good.
Indeed.
You can imagine us sitting on these chairs you're looking at right now. We actually have the monsters. We've set it up exactly like the picture.
Yep.
Comment down below if you think the jazz music is a bit shit, because we can
Jazz
change
music's
that.
the key to life.
It could be.
It is.
It's debatable.
It's debatable, but it is.
Yeah. So today, right, I haven't really written down any topics, but one thing I've been thinking of recently is like how, I know this sounds a bit deep, fucking right into the deep end.
Because it is.
Yeah. But what's really been annoying me is how society expects people our age to like know what our life plan is, and to have to plan ahead so much from a young age. You know, make those important decisions. What do you think about that? Do you think that we're forced into this too early?
Of course we are. We're forced in such predicaments that we can't have no control over. We expect to be able to pay and afford for things that you can't afford on wages that we work at. We are in a society where it's unfair on the younger generation. But there's nothing we can do about it because we're the kids. That's how we're seen.
Like, I mean, university too. That's gone down the drain. Like, they are literally money bags now.
Oh yeah, it's true.
That's all they do. They suck your money out of your pocket, and then
you end
leave.
up working in McDonald's.
You end up working in McDonald's. Yeah. You
Is
can
that
hardly have a job while you're there. So you have to take out a student loan. Then you're in debt for the rest of your life, with a degree that's not useful.
Exactly. Media degree.
Yeah, an art degree.
Yeah, that's gonna get you somewhere.
Yeah, that's really going to help you in life, isn't it? You're artist.
I think there needs to be more support for people that are working as hard as they can but can't afford these courses and everything that's required to get these sort of jobs.
Yeah.
I think if you could do something about it, it'd certainly make a difference. I personally, with the course that I'm on, I think it'll get to the point of where you won't be able to work on cars anymore, and you won't be able to find jobs for it, and where's the point in that? And then how many people left out of jobs? It's not a
I see
fair
what you mean,
society.
yeah. Because like, there's been the same college and university courses for years now. They haven't changed, and what they really need to be doing is preparing us for the future.
Yes.
And giving us lessons that might actually help. Because, you know, we all know that we're heading towards a way more automotive future.
That's very true.
So, I mean, coding and stuff like that, we don't know how that will work in the future, but we know it will definitely be a fundamental part.
Yeah.
I think that should be a topic that everyone should be taught from a young age.
Oh, definitely.
Like, I mean, with schools and that, I know they're implementing way more technology into it, but I don't think it's enough.
No way, not at all.
Like, the way that we're given the expectation of life to be full of like mathematical problems or whatever, and you just happen to not have a calculator.
It's stupid.
But you know, look around. We all have a calculator / infinite information pot in our pocket that we can call people from.
So good.
No, go on.
What I don't agree with is within the education system is so much you're not taught how to live life.
Yeah.
You're very much taught maths, English, science, and they expect you to know that off by heart by the year 10, and then but you don't learn nothing about taxes, mortgages, loans, debt, nothing. You learn nothing about it.
Yeah.
You're expected to know it as and when. And I think that there needs to be there's more of a focus on these things, because otherwise how are people like me and you going to get through life?
Yeah.
We're going to struggle monumentally. As it is, we struggle getting jobs.
Yeah.
It's going to be
a real struggle. And like, they teach us the same subject. They've been teaching the same subjects in school for years now. and that may have been useful in the past. But the way that schools are laid out hasn't changed since the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, that's very true.
So they've got a class of a certain number, one teacher, and you're expected to be quiet and listen to them. There's a lot more interaction, like interactive tasks these days, which I believe is good. But on the other hand, I think it needs to be way more open, because people see school as like a chore.
It's because it is.
Yeah, and that's not how you're going to learn.
No way.
And I think like college and that they're a lot more open.
Obviously.
And it's less structured. But I think from a young age, rather than being dropped into college or whatever, and having this sudden... This music's just got quiet.
Yeah,
having this sudden freedom, I think it should be like slowly given to you throughout primary and secondary school.
Yes, it's true.
So that it's not straight into the deep end of being lectured and then going home.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know, like, I'm no expert or scientist in how the brain reacts to being taught to stuff that it might not be that interested in.
I know it works,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
But what I do know is what we're doing right now ain't it.
No, it ain't it. No way.
I mean, like, I think the reason a lot of people do decently in their GCSEs is because we get that small recap right before the test.
Yeah.
And I've talked to a lot of people about this, and a lot of people have had that. And for me, I did no revision, and I did fine. And I think it's mainly because of that small session before, when you're already panicking your tits off.
My viewpoint on when it comes to exams and tests, I think it's much more, they don't teach you how to be a person. They teach you what they want to teach you. They don't teach you how to do anything else. You have to be able to recall, whereas you should be able to expand your knowledge, whereas you are forced into these situations where you just have to reel off and repeat what you were taught 2 weeks ago, and you aren't learning and you're not improving as a person. You aren't being able to evolve into a better person.
Yeah,
whereas
definitely.
you're stuck. Everyone else is the same, and no one wants to be the same as each other.
No, they're promoting individuality or whatever. Individuality.
You're welcome.
But then they're treating us all the same.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying you should exploit people and treat them in a bad way, but you know, everyone has different skills and interests, and we shouldn't all be like shoved into doing the same thing.
Yeah. Like, I can't do maths to save my life.
Yeah.
Whereas it comes to something like IT, I have more of an understanding.
Yeah.
I like being hands-on. I like working with things like cars, which I'm doing at the moment. Whereas you put me in front of a maths paper and I can't do it.
Yeah.
But yet they expect you to be able to do that then, which is wrong, because then, like you, for instance, what's your strongest subject, would you say?
I don't know. I like creative subjects, but
Yeah.
I did do well in English. I suppose that's because it's creative.
Yeah.
It gives you that open door to have a lot more freedom.
Yeah. Whereas you go to somewhere like religious education,
Yeah.
LLM, whatever you want to call it. Neither of us liked LM.
Neither of us liked it, but we both passed it.
We both passed it, but it doesn't mean we liked it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an easy subject, but we shouldn't be forced to do what
that
we
should
don't want.
definitely be an option. I know it is in a lot of schools, but I don't know. That's another example of like trying to promote individuality
God,
and
that's the
then
word of the
treating
day.
us all the same, because that lesson is just a complete
Waste.
It's a complete waste of time, I believe. But like the entire purpose of it is to try and teach us all that we're different, and that's fine, and that's good.
I get that, yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, but I just don't see the point, like, because a lot of people who reach the age of like maybe year 11 or whatever,
Yeah,
when they're being tested on that, they've already had all of these ethics and stuff nailed into them their whole life.
Yeah.
And like, I don't really think this is a important subject for people.
No.
You know, it's not preparing them for life.
If I'm an atheist, I'm an atheist.
Yeah.
That's how it is at the end of the day. If I want to explore it and have a different viewpoint on it, then I'll go ahead and do it myself. I don't have to sit in a classroom and have someone drill it into me and have a go at me when I don't care about it, because that's how it is. That's how most people are about it.
Yeah.
If you're religious and you follow it and you find it interesting and learn more, then that's all to you. Power to you. Do what you want.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to force that upon someone like me, for instance, or yourself, we shouldn't be put in that situation where we have to learn of such, because I could find a better use for my time doing anything really. It doesn't matter what, but if I can make something more productive of myself than doing RE, LM, then I'd much rather do that instead.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So my dad's a teacher, right? And recently the government have passed this new scheme where from primary school they'll get sex education, but it's nothing that like you think it is. Literally what they're doing is teaching each other. It's literally just a gay lesson. They're teaching you that gays exist, this is what they're like, this is like, you should definitely like...
I listen to this music.
Yeah, this is Human League.
Joking, yeah. I know.
Human League is so good, man.
But,
as I was saying.
Yeah,
and then like, I've got nothing wrong with that, because I think that...
You do you.
You do you, and you know, you can be what you want in life, and I believe that it should be important to teach children this, but I don't think it should be a subject.
No.
And anyway, where I was going with this is there's been protests from parents in schools around my dad's area, and they're trying to stop this because
I can see why.
Because it's against their religion or whatever. Like, I'm not going to assume like they're Muslim or whatever, because that would be wrong, but I think, you know, you can teach a child one thing at home and they can be taught another thing at school, and then it's their right to be able to choose what way is right, and then no one should judge them on that.
Yeah, no, that's right.
I think it's way too far to like go out and protest about it. It's stupid.
I've been reading some news articles about the LGBT, LGBTQ, whatever they associate with such, plus whatever the acronym is. But supposedly, I think this is to follow on your topic of sex education in primary schools. In some primary schools, they've actually introduced, and in secondary schools, it's mandatory that you have to learn about the LGBT community.
Yeah.
And that I am 100% against.
Okay.
It's because I believe I shouldn't have to. Everyone has a right to be called what they want to be called. If you want to be a male, but if you associate yourself as a male over a female, you do that. That's up to you. That's not my business.
Yeah.
But if you're forcing that upon me,
don't involve us in that.
Exactly. If you're forcing upon me and making me have to learn pronouns and such, I think that's where you step the line. I shouldn't have to.
I shouldn't have to change my behaviour because you've changed yours.
Thank you. That's exactly how I see it. I shouldn't have to go through these lessons and have to learn all about all of this. If I want to learn about it, I'll learn about it at my own time.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to be put into a lesson that I don't want to have association with, and that's not me trying to be hateful towards anyone that does that. That's them. That's their thing. Fair play to them. I'm not going to stop you from doing it. But if you're making that such a big thing and a big deal, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't have to make such a big deal over who you are. Everyone's human at the end of the day. It doesn't matter. Gay, straight, bisexual, pansexual, asexual, whatever you associate with, you do that. But if you start bringing it upon me and demeaning myself, I'm gonna stand my ground. I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to go off and learn about that, because I'm sure I'll learn over time, and if I want to learn about it, I'll go out of my way to learn about it. And it's wrong.
Especially like they're teaching this in primary schools, and I don't think children have the capacity to understand A, why this is important, and B, in depth enough for it to be a worthwhile lesson. It shouldn't be a lesson, it should be an off to the side thing. And like, maybe the parents should be more encouraged to teach their children about it.
Yes.
Like, they could give out information booklets, and then it's an option for the parent, because then we all win.
Like college.
They
have the LGBT community.
Yeah. They have clubs and interactive events, and that's great. Yeah. Because that doesn't annoy anyone. Like, I'm not saying it does annoy me, but like,
for anyone that it
for anyone that it would annoy, it's out the way and people can get along with themselves, and you know.
Yeah, you're not forced to go to these events. It's an optional thing. It's not mandatory. You can turn up, you can talk, you can do whatever. It's not like it's intruding your personal space.
Yeah.
It's which I think is the right way to go about it.
And I think what our college is doing is perfect, because what they do is they have posters and stuff which it lets everyone know that this college is supportive. Like, even the straight people who would never like think of going to that, they're like,
they respect it.
That's a nice
gesture.
That's a nice touch. Yeah. And then for the people who go to it, they obviously get that information and they can go and do what they want. So I think that's the perfect way to go about things. Yeah.
I do like how the college is quite open to everyone.
Yeah.
They are considerate for everyone. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
Disabilities or not, your sexual orientation, any learning disabilities, physical disabilities, they will help no matter what. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Because I suffer with my learning disabilities. I'm not the best when it comes to subjects. I do struggle. And they are supportive about that, with my handwriting being illegible.
Yeah.
They support that with a laptop. So even with the access for people for wheelchairs, anything, they've got access for them.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that needs to be shown in more places, because I think everyone could make a difference to it make someone's day if they could get somewhere that they normally wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think everyone, if they could introduce a way of everyone being able to do everything, I think it would definitely change a lot of things.
Yeah. And I think in controlled environments like an educational facility, it's easier to make change, whereas in society
it's very hard.
It's more of a process. So I'm just going to pause real quick just so that I can adjust something. Yeah, and I think society, you know, as a whole, if they can take that into account, and I think if we can get past this milestone of acceptance and whatever, then we can move on. That's creative, that is well done. So basically, Josh opens a can with a different object every single time he opens a can. He's just used my padlock for the garage, the official headquarters of the Rudimentary podcast.
I told you, every single time. It's efficient. So where were we?
Yeah, I was just talking about how society how it could be influenced by smaller
change
facilities that do more
for other people.
Yeah. Alright, next topic is what I wanted to talk about for ages, and that's like...
God,
what the hell is life?
You had to
what
bring
is
up
consciousness, man?
first
because
episode, this topic.
Yeah, definitely, man, and this will be a running theme because this is what I talk about.
I can tell. I know. Never mind tell.
Yeah. So have you heard of the Fermi paradox?
I have, indeed.
Yeah. So I might be wrong, but essentially if you get this in the dartboard right now, go on. You've got one more chance, go on. Before you ruin my garage. Go on. Nice. That was sick.
5 points to Gryffindor.
So essentially what the Fermi paradox is, for people who aren't familiar with it, is it's a theory that how special are we really, as you know, how special is life in the universe? Like, if we exist, where's everyone else?
Over there.
Why can't we look out into the universe and see Dyson spheres and stuff, and more advanced civilizations taking advantage of their sun's energy and blocking it out for seconds or whatever?
Why'd you take the sphere out of the Dyson vacuum for? Just saying. Carry on, sorry.
Nah, I mean, do you think we're alone?
No, of course not. Of course, if we were alone, then is 1 point to it. Why would there be? This is how much of the universe how much have we explored?
Very little, yeah.
Exactly.
The furthest object from us that we've made, Voyager.
Uranus.
That's only like, when did we launch it?
A long time ago.
It was like 2000 something.
Yeah.
So
it was a very long time ago.
It's tens of light years away now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the furthest thing from us. And what's quite deep to think about is that will always be the furthest thing from us.
Except I want to live. No, I'm joking. It's there. It's there somewhere.
It's yeeting off somewhere.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think we aren't. If we're not alone, and I say that because I can't say that we are. I can't say we're alone.
Yeah.
Because how can I prove it? I can't go out to. I can't leave the solar system and go and explore. I can't say, yeah, I can confirm there is no more life, human life, extraterrestrial life, whatever life you want to call it. There is no. I can't prove that. So, to me, I have to believe that there is life.
Because and there's always the people who believe in the rare Earth theory, which is there's so many tiny little things that went right for us to let life happen. It could sound like killing you.
Maybe.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. Karen.
And like so many things, like we're in the Goldilocks zone of our sun. Our solar system is in the Goldilocks zone of our galaxy, so we're not getting too much radiation and crap.
Not yet.
Like we've got Jupiter, which saves us so much from asteroids because it just attracts everything towards it.
Yes.
That's why it's got so many moons and stuff.
And then we've got Uranus.
Then we've got Uranus out there, so far away.
You're so cheeky. That's offended me.
Uranus is thick, man.
No, don't say anything. Yeah,
it's a thick planet.
The Mars rover. I think we need to talk about that because he's so upsetting that it's passed.
I know, right? Sad, man. I mean, they almost lost 2 in 1 week.
How many years did he go for now? 15?
15. He was meant to last 3 weeks or something.
Exactly. And his last message was, "It's getting cold.
It's getting
dark. I can't see much." And that was so upsetting because
that's sad, man.
Exactly, he was left on his own for 15 years, and I get that it's.
What was he called?
Oh God! Don't quote me on that. I can't remember.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, you quickly Google this while I keep ranting on about how lonely we are. So
I know you're a lonely Joe, don't
I think I always will be, mate. Nothing's going to change there. I mean, like rare earth and stuff like that. That really puts your mood down when you think about it. Like when you think how special we really are in this universe, and like how everything went right for us. That is enough to prove to me that we might be alone, and like
maybe
why. But then also we don't have the means. We don't have telescopes good enough to be able to spot signs of life. Yeah.
The name's Curiosity.
Curiosity.
That's Curiosity rover.
Did you see that petition where the first Mars landing site and whatever's built there by humans should be called Curiosity?
Yeah.
That would be so nice.
I think it would be a nice touch.
Yeah.
What do you think about is it Mars inhabitable? Would you say? I think I said that word.
Well, I mean, the dust is poisonous. It's freezing.
But there was water on it.
There's ice.
Lick the water.
There's ice. You can lick it.
Melt it.
Yeah.
Set the hair dry.
If we are gonna set up life on Mars, and
I want to go first. I don't want to be on Earth anymore. I don't like it. It's not a nice place.
We'll probably have to be near the poles, which means it'll be even colder than it normally is, because that's the only place to get water from.
I don't like the poles.
Exactly. Pole position.
Shut up. Whatever.
Yeah, his PS4 name is pole position.
No, it's not.
You want to see my pole position?
Shut up. He's at half mast.
It will be when you leave me.
Oh, don't say that. That's not a nice thought.
No. I mean, yeah, I think we can set up a colony on Mars.
Colony.
There's so many things that can go wrong with it.
It'd be like a dodgy Prometheus film, wouldn't it?
Yeah, like The Martian.
Oh, no.
That was a good movie.
It was a good movie. It was good acting.
Yeah.
Bit cheesy.
But I mean, he fertilised poisonous soil.
Yeah.
So
it's a bit, it's
to grow potatoes out of human
what I don't like is the inaccuracy of the film.
They got a lot right, but they also got a lot wrong.
That's true. I love that.
They tried their best though. I mean, he literally spent like 3 days in a car next to a tub of uranium, and he didn't get cancer. So well done.
That's not that we know of anyway.
Yeah.
I would, back to topic off within the tangent.
This is a tune. This is.
I think we could, if we could get far enough out into the universe, I could guarantee at some point we will find life
Yeah, even if it's microbial, that will prove to us that there's hope.
Yes, no, that's right. Well, there's not hope for this planet.
Yeah.
This planet's going to shambles, as
I
far
mean,
as I'm concerned.
the first ever radio signal strong enough to get through our atmosphere and just travel out into space, which unfortunately was Hitler speaking at the Olympic Games in 1939.
That was awkward.
That's kind of awkward. So the first thing aliens will ever see is Hitler speaking at the
I'm not going to do my German
sporting
accent.
competition.
Yeah. Wasn't it? What was her name? Who won? Jessica Owens. No, it wasn't. What was her name? Who was the black woman that outrun the competition?
I don't know.
I was pretty sure there was a black woman that ran in the Olympics when it was hosted in Germany.
Jeez, I don't think he was too happy about that.
No, that's what I mean. But
Yeah.
she ended up winning the. Gold medal in
Absolute hero.
one of the races, and
Yeah.
you know me, baby. I'm going to Google this
Yeah.
because I'm either very wrong.
So if the first signal strong enough to travel into space was that,
Yeah.
then that was, let's say, 80 years ago, which means our field of radio waves that we've sent out into the universe is 80 light years wide
Mhm.
in all directions, probably.
Yes, no, that sounds right.
Which
to me.
means everything smart enough to pick up those and decipher them, maybe, because that's the real important point. If they're capable of figuring out what these random waves mean
Mhm.
that stand out so much from the rest of the background radiation or whatever.
Yes.
If they can figure that out, then they'll get so many years of live TV. That's all I was going with that.
It's Jesse Owens, and it's also a black male, not a female. I'm very sorry, and I shall correct myself
Fair
on
enough.
it. But yeah, he won during the Olympics. It was impressive. But I've got a topic of choice.
Go on.
Society.
Oh.
But
Ooh.
this is specifically to do with the generation of
Us.
roadmen, we shall call them.
fucking
Roadmen.
Yeah.
Roadmen. The hard knocks that walk our streets, that cause chaos and think that they own
We are not
everything.
them.
No, we are far from.
We are very far from them.
So-
I mean, we're not dweebs, per se.
No,
But
we're not
still.
dweebs, but I'd say we're 90s babies, even though we're not born in the 90s.
Literally, like, we're listening to Human League right now while recording a
Exactly.
podcast
Um,
in my garage. I don't think...
the
I
last
can't-
time I
yeah.
saw someone from 2003 doing that, I don't think I ever have. But I think society, and it comes to these, we need a genocide. Is the only way I can put that one. No, I
It's
think
a bit extreme.
it's not extreme depending on how you look at it. But
So-
no,
Let's kill the hard men.
and then you've
As a
only got-
friend.
as a friend.
As a friend.
No, I think if there needs to be change, because
I think everyone grows up, don't they? And like they'll look back at themselves in the
they
future.
won't. That's what I
Yeah.
fear, is that I have the suspicion
Hmm.
that when it comes to it, eventually they won't ever grow up out of that phase, and then
Yeah.
people like me, I'm an easy target. I'm not your big macho man.
We are getting stabbed, man.
Exactly. We're not menacing people to society. We
Yeah.
are quite prim, proper, polite, respectful.
Mhm.
We don't go out of the way to offend anyone. We don't go out of the way to get in trouble with anyone.
Yeah.
We've never been in trouble with the police. We don't do
Yet.
that. That's yet. I'm not. I don't know about Jake.
Yeah.
But these people, I think it will get to the point where they're still doing it age 30. They'll
Yeah.
have kids, but they won't care about the kids. And I don't think they'll ever grow out of that. They'll still try be
Yeah,
wrong.
I mean, there's people like that these days, but there's
Exactly.
not that many of them.
But
And
it's-
I think that will increase over time.
Exactly. I can't go down. I get into a lot of problems with people from that associate themselves with that sort of side of things. I mean, I'll use college, for instance, as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, I had a run-in with someone that thought themselves to be this big, hard macho man.
Yeah, yeah.
They over something as simple as a milk carton.
Yeah. 1 second. Alright, good. Right, sorry about that. Let's cut out for a second. As you were saying, you got into some
And
difficulties.
yeah, it was a petty little argument over a milk carton, just a chocolate milk carton from Sainsbury's. Nothing major. Some kid had dropped it from the top floor.
Yeah.
And it had landed on the first floor, and it spilt, and it'd gone over this kid's trainers and jeans.
Yeah.
And he's come up the floors in the elevator, and he's seen me, and presumed me to be suspect number one.
Yeah, yeah.
As if I was the one who threw it. And he got in my face, and he was giving it all the big un. And I pose no threat, but I just think, should I have to deal with that? It's.
Yeah.
I get it's because I'm an easy target. He sees me. I'm quite scrawny. He's a big lad.
Yeah.
He's built. I'll give him that. So why? And then he goes for me because he sees me as a target, and that's what I deal with on a daily basis. When I'm walking down the street, all I see and deal with is constant comments and interruptions from these sort of people. And I don't think that's ever going to die out, and no one should have to deal with it. And I think it's wrong.
There's nothing non-drastic you can really do to tackle this kind of behaviour, antisocial behaviour. Like, I work in McDonald's, and we've recently had so much issue with antisocial behaviour. I won't go into the details, so I don't know if I'm allowed to share it.
I don't think so.
But now we've had way too much going on. Like, I don't know if they have security guards / bouncers in other countries outside the McDonald's, but like we do here.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we should have to, but you know.
There's no need. Well, there is a need.
There is a need
have
now,
to be a
unfortunately.
Need.
But you know. Well, I mean, my boss now has to wear a body cam.
Yeah.
And a help button strapped to his chest. Like.
I mean, really?
It's not making customer morale, you know, the best, I believe. Like, I'm not a customer, I don't see it from their perspective, but if I was...
But as a staff member... You know that it's there.
Yeah.
You should.
I mean, it kind of makes you feel a bit more safe, but also it sort of acts as a reminder that you're not.
No, that's true.
I'm not saying it's an unsafe working environment, but I'm saying it proves to you that there's a potential that something may go wrong, and it's likely enough for them to invest in buying this type of stuff.
No, it's, as you were saying with the incidents, no one should have to, and the people that were the culprits of the situations, and yet they're the sort of people that associate themselves with the walking the streets, thinking they're rather untouchable, and that, I get it. That was a thing that when you were when my parents were younger,
yeah,
that
it's
was
always
a thing.
been a thing, but I feel like it's more prevalent now.
Yeah, but it's unnecessary now because back when my parents were younger, you had a problem with someone, you'd sort it out and you'd deal with it. Now, you get into a fight with 12 people. You don't get a fight with someone.
And the friends of those 12 people get involved, and then social media will really enhance
amplify. And then you get the backlash, and then you're targeted from that point onwards, and that's not okay. Yeah. Because I shouldn't need to get into a fight and have to fight 20 people, whereas that's seen as acceptable. You shouldn't have to fight anyone as it is. You shouldn't need to fight in this world. Fighting's not necessary anymore.
No.
Fighting was necessary when you had a problem with someone.
It's just unfortunate that it's built into us.
You
know, the want to like harm someone or whatever, or like you can't say it's anything to do with how people have been raised, because it's happened like throughout the centuries. Humans have always been like that.
Yeah.
I think it's very difficult to get rid of that behaviour that's built into us so much, but you know, it's still.
I don't want to walk down the street and stab someone. I don't see why everyone else should want to do that. I don't go out with the intention thinking, I know, I'm going to hurt someone today, I'm going to hurt them hard.
Yeah.
I don't think about that. I think about going out and enjoying myself. Yeah. I think of being able to go out into the streets and know that I haven't got to worry about getting mugged. I ain't got to worry about hassle. But I don't think that's ever going to grow out. It's only going to become more prominent. Within as we get older. Then you'll start dealing with year 7s when they become our age, and when we're older, we're going to have 16, 17-year-olds trying to have it off with 30-year-olds. Yeah. And they'll still be trying it even then. And I think unless you can put a stop to it, there's nothing you can do about
It's
it.
always going to be a thing.
But you can't stop it because you're an adult now.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it. You can't hit someone of that age because you look like the bad guy.
And what really scares me is if the government or whatever really does try to crack down hard on antisocial behaviour, how are they going to do that? Are they going to install more CCTV and stuff everywhere? Because I don't want that.
No, you lose your privacy.
Yeah, there's a fine line, and I don't think anyone's ever found that.
No, it's either too little or too much.
Mm-hmm. You can't change the culture, but you can change the way you treat them.
Yeah, and you're bound to get a bad reaction if you treat them the wrong way.
Yeah, and that will just increase it even
Exactly.
more.
I'll use London as an example when the mayor put a stop to all random searches.
Yeah.
Look at how badly knife crime increased.
Mm-hmm.
Stabbings, murders. But now he's having to go back on his promise he's having to reinforce them.
Mm-hmm.
And it just shows what they'll do the second they get the chance to be able to be set free and go and do these sort of things, these cruel acts, how quickly they'll go for it. Whereas, and then now he's made to look like the bad guy because so many people are getting killed.
Yeah.
I know it's not a very recent thing, it was some time back, but it's still pretty
It's
predominant.
a good example
Exactly.
of what we're trying to put across.
And they just don't, no one seems to get the point. People try to protect you and then you end up abusing that power.
Yeah.
Or they don't protect you and then you go for them. So why can't we just live in a world where everyone helps everyone?
Yeah, I do somewhat believe in a brighter future.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to get there, but I'm optimistic.
That's your problem.
Yeah.
It's the pessimistic way of looking at it.
I mean, a pessimist is never wrong. They're either right or pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. That's the optimistic view on it, that is.
The optimistic view on being a pessimist.
Yes. That's a whole another topic.
That is a whole other topic that we will cover in the next episode. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. Genuinely though, if you listen to this whole thing, we have mad respect for you because we know how low quality this is.
Yeah, but it's the beginning of something new.
It's the beginning of something big, man.
Yeah, hopefully.
We're going somewhere. I mean, one day we might have to not have Queen going on in the background, so we'll get copyrighted the fuck out of by Universal Audio lads. I don't know what they are. Man.
YouTube, we shall call them.
We'll get shut down after the first 3 days.
Not even 3 days, 3 minutes.
Anyway.
Thank you,
everybody, for listening.
Indeed.
Don't know when next episode comes out. We're probably going to be recording on the 13th of April. That will be with my friends Abby and Nathan, maybe Harry.
Maybe.
Anyway, thank you very much. We'll see you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.